Hello and welcome to Surreal Podcast. In today's episode, we'll be talking about changing your self-concept to change your reality. Now, what does that mean? What the hell is self-concept? What's a concept and a self? La-di-da-da-da-da. Anyways, it means that how you view yourself is not really how you should view yourself. Well, and that depends on how you currently view yourself. Let's say you view yourself in a very negative way. You may think you're ugly, you're fat, you're worthless, you're stupid, all those colorful words. But you are not, and I'm here to tell you why. Because from a young age, you're brought up to believe the worst about yourself. You're brought up to think that you are not enough. Why, you may be wondering? Well, this is why. Because parents lack that knowledge of how to actually be a good parent, of how to raise their child to be a confident human being that aspires for the great things in life. They fail to raise a child who is sure of themselves, who loves themselves, because those same parents, they reflect and project those same views onto themselves. The way they treat their children is how they feel about themselves. If they felt like they failed in life, they're going to make their child feel like a failure, because they sometimes may see us as an extension of them. And if they, let's say, had you as a young age and they fail to live their life, they're going to project their dreams onto you. Oh, you should be a doctor. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. Oh, you're bringing shame to the family if you dress like this. And so on. And once that happens, they are instilling shame, fear, lack of self-confidence into you. All those things. So there are certain influences in our lives that can affect our self-concept. Childhood trauma, upbringing, which is what we just discussed. Physical and social proof, which could be, for example, let's say you are in school and your parents have instilled within you this feeling that you are not enough and that you're not liked. And then you go to school and then you see certain children bullying you or trying to make you feel like you're worthless. In turn, when you see that, that is like the physical proof to go with the thoughts you already had that were instilled inside you. So that goes hand in hand. And to you, it's like that solidifies that thought, that view, how you feel by yourself. In that moment, it gets solidified. And so it becomes harder to then take that back to erase it. Because it's like concrete. It has been set in, done. We need to realize that our thoughts create our reality. Okay? So, if we are telling ourselves, oh my God, I look so hideous today. You go outside because you feel like that about yourself. You are activating all the negative energy that aligns with that thought. Somebody might walk past and be like, and might make a bad comment about you, about your appearance, how you look. And in that moment, you think to yourself, see, I knew it. I knew it. I look hideous. No, you don't, darling. Just please wipe your eyelids and, see properly, because you look gorgeous as you are. You are enough. You don't need the whole world to like you to feel like that. And guess what? Even the most beautiful person in the world, not everyone will agree and say that they find them to be beautiful. It's all subjective. So who is to say that you are ugly when you're not? You may think you're the most ugliest person around, but to someone else, you may look like that you are the most beautiful person alive and that they've ever met. So it's all about our thoughts. Nothing is viewed as one thing. We all have different perspectives. We all have different ways of looking at it. And we all have different experiences of the same thing that has happened in front of us, in front of different people. Yet, we all don't see it the same way. Why? Because our perspective. And how does our perspective work in such a way where it can seem different to how someone else viewed it? I'll tell you how. Because with our perspective, it's our experiences and everything else gets filtered through. For example, you may have two people, let's say two siblings, who were brought up in the same house. One sibling does not believe in love. The other sibling believes in love to the point where they think something out of a Disney movie will happen to them. A true fantasy. Now, why are those two siblings who grew up in the same household hold two different views about love? Well, maybe it's what they spend their time consuming. Let's say the media. Let's say they watch all the cute, sappy, romantic movies. That visual representation of love gets instilled in their mind. It gets programmed in their mind to think that this is how love is. Meanwhile, the other sibling, let's say, spends their time reading tweets or watching certain videos that depict miserable love life and all the negative sides of it, such as cheating, getting your heart broken, divorce, looking at the statistics of the divorce rate, and so on. So it's all about what you are filling your mind with in your free time, because as humans we have thousands of thoughts that go through our minds during the day. So it is your responsibility to filter out those thoughts. You can choose like a little mix and match. Pick the ones you like, the ones that make you feel good, the ones that would align you with who you are, with where you're meant to get and what you are meant to receive and what you deserve to receive in this lifetime. Hello and welcome back to Surreal Podcast. Today we discussed self-concept and what it means and what impacts your self-concept and what are the influences behind it. Now we're going to talk about how you could reprogram your mind for the better. What steps you could take, what kind of routines, what kind of ways of speaking with yourself. Implement new ways of talking to yourself when you look at the mirror. Don't look at the things that you hate about yourself. Focus on the good. And then slowly change how you view yourself. Because you deserve so much better. And I'm not just saying this. There's a reason why you were born. So don't just waste that. Find your purpose. And to do that, first you need to discover who you are. Not the person that people have built up. Not that kind of image that people have painted. Redefine who you are in your own words, in your own ways. So who are you? Focus on that. What does it mean to be you? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What makes you happy? What is the thing that puts a smile on your face? What is the one thing you could do or the one place you could go where you just feel so at peace? Just learn about yourself. Date yourself, essentially. As if you were dating someone, you would like to get to know them, no? Ask them what they like, what they don't like, where they like to go, what's their favorite place, where do they go when they feel stressed. And then slowly, when you find out more about yourself, you could then include that in your life. So let's say you're feeling upset. When you know who you are and you know exactly what you need in that moment to lift your mood up, then you have found healthier coping mechanisms. Therefore, you would not be self-sabotaging. And then through those small progress that you're making, you are slowly changing who you are. You're no longer drowning in the darkness. You are becoming your ideal self. Now you're probably wondering, what's ideal self? This is all related to your self-concept. So we have our real self is who we really are, not the person we imagine to be or the person that we think people think that we are. And then there's ideal self, who you aspire to be. What do you think of when you think of the best version of yourself? Who is he or she or they? Who is this person? How do they act? How does their morning routine look like? What kind of music do they listen to? What kind of food do they eat? What do they talk about? What do they think about? What do they like to watch? What do they like to read? What kind of people do they like to chill with? If you think about all these small things, just break it down. Break it all the way down until there's nothing left to break down. Then you are essentially in control of your reality, no? You are building your reality in that moment. You are deciding exactly how the movie goes, the script. You're writing the script for your own life. So our thoughts affect our reality. If we're making small conscious decisions like that, we are fully aware in the moment what it is and how it could impact us, correct? So if we are taking better steps and making better decisions, isn't it obvious then that we would get to the place we're aspiring to get to? No? Like, no pain, no gain? If you put in the work, you're bound to get results. The key thing is consistency. Because you can't rely on motivation. You need to rely on self-discipline. You're not always going to feel like working out or reading a book, but you're doing it for your future self. You're investing in your future self. That's what you are doing. The best investment you'll ever make in your life is in yourself. Because you are living in this vessel, in this body. You are in this for the rest of your life. So why not give it the best life it could have? Why are you keeping that happiness away from it? So, I guess if we could give out homeworks, I would say, write down on a piece of paper, draw a map of your ideal self. And then, once you put it down in detail, who's this person? Imagine like you're building a character in a game or for a book, whatever that works, whatever that would actually get you in the mood to do this. And then once you write that down, just implement that in your life. Wake up the next day and you say to yourself, I am this person starting today. I don't care. This is who I am. Because we define who we are. So who's stopping you from waking up the next day and deciding, you know what? This is who I am. I don't care what anyone says. Take it or leave it. This is my life, my decision. I'll deal with the consequences, not you. It may take a while, but you'll get used to it. Or slowly turn into a habit. Just like how we're so addicted to certain stuff. Or we have certain habits. They weren't there before, but we grew to have them. So it's all about training your mind. It's hard, but it's worth it in the long run. When you show self-discipline in small ways like that, you are in a way growing skills that would really be helpful in your life. So for example, if you've watched the Karate Kid, the movie, the part where Jackie Chan, he kept telling Jaden Smith to take off the jacket and put on the jacket. And Jaden was confused, like, what is this? I don't want to do this. This is not proper, like karate. But then, turns out it was useful because it kind of became like a muscle memory for him. So in the moment, we may not be able to see the bigger picture. But when we could be making small steps towards a certain goal. In the moment, we may not see instant result. Or the reason, or why should I do this? Or, it's not going the way I want it to go. You need to be patient. If you were to plant a seed and then you wait for it to grow, correct? You don't expect it to fully grow in 5 minutes, do you? No. You need to give it some time. And if you nurture that plant very, very well, then it will bloom. It will grow into something so beautiful. So if you take that same concept and apply it towards yourself, nurture yourself, nurture your soul, your mind, and your body. Remember, mind, body, and soul. It's very important that those three are in harmony. If it's not, that's when diseases could occur. That's when people start feeling depressed. That's when there's no energy. For example, if you're not sleeping, no energy. If you're not eating well, you're not eating the right food that would make your body function properly. So analyze everything you're doing and tweak all those little aspects. Whether it's your diet, whether it's the fact that you're sleeping late or waking up late, when you're not getting enough sun, you're not outside much, you're not in nature. So, yeah. It has now come towards the end of the episode. I want to thank you so much for listening. And I hope you'll tune into the next episode because I want to help you. I want you to get better and better and better. You have so much potential. Do not waste it. You only get one shot in this life. Do not waste it. Everyone has something special about them. Just discover it, find it, and let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. But anyways, since we mentioned, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Since we mentioned positive affirmations as well, one of the ways you could implement that is literally having positive messages everywhere. Whether that's on a t-shirt, on a bag, even on a mug. I've got a mug here that says the boss. So I can always remember I'm the boss of my own life. But speaking of mugs as well, I've actually designed my own one recently with the message on it saying, all is blessed, I'm not stressed. And it's got a picture of a little UFO. It's really cute. I think you would definitely love it. If you want to buy it, you could check it out on my website. It's on surrealthoughtz.com. That's thoughts with a Z. You could also find a link to my website on my Instagram bio. You can find me on Instagram at surreal_, by the way, thoughts with the Z. On there you'll find my link tree, and there you could find my website and my other Instagram pages and my TikTok pages. So yeah, happy stalking. And yeah, I hope you have a very lovely evening or afternoon or morning. It's like in that movie, The Truman Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Take care of yourself, and I hope you'll be around next time for our next episode. Bye bye.